Hey, what's up, Mike? What's up, LG? Let me make sure my mic is good. Hello, Luce. Everybody coming in the building, please hit that like button. Emeralds of Wisdom, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Everybody, please hit that like button. We're going to talk about some good stuff. We're going to talk about a little bit of mind alchemy. Hey, what's up, Cocoa Spice? Peace and love, everybody. I hope everybody is good during these times of panic. As I said before, I'm gonna try to go live as much as possible so we can go against that energy. But check out the title. Check out that title that I got, because I'm gonna show you guys something. I'm gonna let you guys know in a little secret. You guys know I'm always giving them secrets to you. I'm always letting you know. I got my ear out. I got my eyes peeled. I got people that provide me information from the inside. Thank you, everybody that hit that like button. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit that for me. Okay, please hit that for me. Just a little while longer. We're gonna let a few people get in here. All right. Where's everybody tuning in from? While we wait another 50 seconds. Let me know in the chat where everybody's tuning in from. Where you guys from? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. A little while longer while we get some people. Shout out to Georgia. Shout out to Louisiana. Okay. Everybody down south, man. Y'all is good right now. As you already know, up here in the tri-state area, man. Philly, Jersey, and New York, man, all our stuff is shut down. Florida, shout out to Florida. Man, all our stuff is shut down up here. They said New York got the most cases. I forget how many cases, but like I said, guys, what I'm going to show you guys is how to use the energy of the times. As I said before, in my last lecture, in my last live stream, what did I say about times of crisis, right? There's always certain people that just rise during times of crisis, whether it's war, whether it's disease, like we're going through right now. This is considered a time of crisis because it's affecting everybody around the whole world. So this is a perfect time for these people that know alchemy, that the magicians of the world. They love these time periods because they can take advantage of so much what we call negative energy. All right, I'm telling you, people behind the scenes are doing so many rituals right now, just utilizing all that panic that they gave y'all. Remember, I said they wanted to give you the panic, right? Because when you're in panic mode, you're in fear, everything goes down. Your frequency, your immune system, everything. Yeah, everything. They know how to take it, because I'm going to teach you guys, because like I said, this channel is dedicated to you that want to understand these things, that want to become the magician as well. That's why my channel is called Occult Healing. All right. It's called Occult Healing. So many people email me and they're like, I don't know, man, you got the word occult in your name. And I'm like, good. It's not for you. Now, you guys know what I mean, because what did I say before? Man fears what he doesn't understand. So if you fear a word, if you fear just a word without even knowing the definition of the word, then you still got long to go. You got a long way to go. You're scared of a word. You're not scared of other people's actions, right? You're not scared of, what all these other people are doing to you in the world action wise. But then you say you're scared of the word of the occult. That's just a little side rant. All right. So back to what I was saying, guys. During times of crisis, people tend to become more powerful. All right. People tend to become more powerful. They take advantages. So I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know how to take advantage of this too, because during these times, there's a lot of available energy, what we call negative energy. Now, I know with most of the teachings from other YouTubers and other people within this community, right? They only talk about the positive. But I already let you know about why they do that, right? I told you that the New Age movement is a cover up for the other masculine religions, such as Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, and Islam. It's the same thing. It's just repackaged because they want you to focus on the light. Of course, so they only talk about the positive, right? Like you can only use positive energy. Like you can only use masculine energy, right? That's the only thing that you can use, right? Obviously, no, obviously, we know that's not true. So panic and fear, we understand exactly why they do that. You got to understand the mind of the magician in order to become a magician. You're probably thinking, well, they want to set up all this panic and fear all around the world. So much of news. And in fact, negative energy, feminine energy can be even more powerful than masculine energy when it comes to wanting to use this energy to get something. You see what I mean? Because remember, feminine energy is about attracting, right? So when you so for example, you know how anybody who knows anything about marketing, right? They, especially when you're marketing a brand, specifically a creative brand. But we can go outside the creative, but I just want to kind of give you guys a visual of what I mean here. And they tell you all attention is good attention, even if it's negative attention. Matter of fact, negative attention will get you even farther. Why do you think that is? Think about it. Think about when somebody promotes something on social media, right? And it's really negative, it's shock value. It gets spread all around. It goes viral. There's so much negativity that goes viral more than positivity. Why do you think that is? Because when we get shocked, when we feel hatred towards something, when we feel an adverse effect towards something, we want to move more. So think of, for example, like if you see a post on social media that you dislike, you're more likely to share it and bash it while you're sharing it than you are with a positive post. That's because you make moves when you're in fear. You make moves when you have hatred. You make moves when when that energy comes with them, when that raw Mars energy comes up. Remember, Mars rules action. So people take action. Okay. So that's why people have learned, especially the magicians, they've learned to take something negative, give it to you, right? And you'll do all the rest of the work for them. You'll post it up, your friend will post it up, say, look at this crap, look at this. And they'll just keep gathering more energy from it. Next thing you know, they done went viral and they're all over the place. That's what they mean by all attention is good attention. In fact, negative attention can get you even farther. Let's use another example. Take Nature Boy, for example, right? He's getting so big on the internet, even by me mentioning his name, right? Why? Because so many people see him in a negative view, right? So many people see him in a negative view, but they don't know when they talk about him, like I'm doing right now, talk about him, they're promoting him because obviously some people is going to like it. So you're broadening his audience all around the world. The more you post how, like, cause I see posts about him all the time. online, and everybody's like, look how ridiculous this guy is. He's an idiot. How are people following him? You got to remember how the law of averages work. The law of averages, that means somebody's going to like it. Somebody's going to find that attractive. So you're just helping him spread it all around the world. So he is somebody that understands this as well. Remember, I'm not saying he doesn't know spiritual science. So I know that he knows how to use this. All right, I'll use another one, for example, another person that used negative energy to boost themselves will be anybody remember the 13th son? Does anybody remember the 13th son on YouTube? Okay, if you guys remember, he put a lot, like he utilized hatred. He used to tell, his whole message, you would either really, really love it or you would really, really hate it, right? And the ones that hated, he got so much backlash online, and it just made him more and more powerful to the point where he was like the #1 spiritual teacher on YouTube, even more than Teal Swan. Okay, because Teal Swan had more followers, right? Teal Swan had more followers, but what I mean is Teal Swan had more people checking out her videos, but the 13th son had die-hard followers. I'm talking about where they changed their whole lifestyle because of this guy. That's the truth, because it doesn't matter how many people are checking out your videos, right? Doesn't matter about that. It means how many die-hard fans do you attract? And nobody did that better than the 13th son. He made that whole thing possible. So again, I'm just giving you an example of how somebody uses negative energy to uplift their platform, to uplift their brand. All right. There's certain ways that you can utilize this, guys. And what I'm going to do. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. New Rebel TV. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. Oh, Stellar, you said he still pops up here and there. Yeah, he doesn't really make new videos anymore, but um oh yeah, Kelly Smith. I was talking about the 13th son as somebody that utilizes negative energy to boost themselves. Now, this is an advanced thing. Working with negative energy is more of an advanced thing, but again, um you got to hear this though. You got to hear it because you have to be of strong character to be able to utilize negative energy without it consuming you. hmm Without it consuming you. That means you have to have a real solid consciousness. Okay. That means a solid form of identity. So you don't get caught up in the energy and where it's pulling you. And you could even do that with positive energy. Positive energy pulls you in certain ways too. Okay. But my main thing is nobody teaches you how to utilize negative energy. They're always telling you to get away from negative energy. They'll tell you how to push away negative energy, how to destroy negative energy. Remember what I told you about in last live stream, that it's the agenda to still keep you in the masculine, which is the light, which is the positive. So they're always telling you how you can push away this energy. Remember, negative energy is nothing but feminine energy. The way that we speak about negative energy is a slang way because we assume the term negative means bad. And that's because our teachings are always against the feminine. Remember that I'm always bringing it up for you guys so you guys can understand that concept. Okay. They everything that we do, even with our language, like I said, we say negative means bad. That's feminine. So we say feminine actually means bad, but we know that's not true. So all the teachings within the New Age movement are always focused on the positive energy. Like we could be 100% positive anyway, right? Instead of utilizing the negative. Like in a time of right now, with all the panic going around, everybody's arguing online. You might think, oh my God, it's time for me to get away from the world and shut off everything. And for a time period, like I said, never, it's never a bad thing to it's never a bad thing to take a break and take a rest period. All right. But this is the high time. During this crisis, people are buying stock up because they know the stock is going to rise. This is what makes millionaires and billionaires. Billionaires and millionaires get made during times of crisis. Of course, more times than anything else. So during the world wars, World War I and World War II, skyrocketed with all these new millionaires and billionaires. Okay. And people that were millionaires became billionaires. And people that were in the thousandaire, I don't even know if thousandaire is a thing, but you know what I mean. They were in the thousands, they became millionaires. Billionaires just made more. Okay. So they never tell you how to use this. Nobody. Again, I'm always saying that, right? Like, nobody tells you, because you want to know why? Because they want to keep that secret to themselves. Because here's the thing, everybody's doing it, then it becomes diluted, and you don't stand out as much. Because you think about it, when you use negative energy, you stand out. But here's the thing. Again, you got to understand the law of averages, because you shouldn't be scared about you losing your spot or you not shining. Because here's the thing, a lot of people won't take action anyway, even if they know the knowledge, just because it wasn't meant for them to take action at that time period. So you should never be scared that, oh, if I tell everybody the secret, then what's that going to do for me? That's going to mess up my game. That's going to mess up my business. You got to understand how human beings work. The majority of human beings don't take action when they're supposed to. I'm not talking about you guys. Remember, I told you, people that are waking up, you guys are the elite. You guys are supposed to be taking action. So if you're not taking action, we got to get the ball rolling. Okay. I'm just giving you perspective. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I know that my connection went out for a little bit. I don't know why my connection is off and on. Hopefully it stays good for right now. So I want to give you a few simple things, and then we're going to talk some more big stuff. I'm going to give you a technique of how to use negative energy, or how to transform negative energy using your heart chakra. Okay. So this is going to sound really, really backwards when it comes to meditations. But this is what the beauty of it, guys. I'm telling you that there's two sides to everything. You can't always focus on the positive energy. You can't always focus on masculine energy. I'm going to bring you into this new world where we're utilizing both energies. And like I told you, negative energy is harder to handle, right? But you can do much more with it when it comes to attracting things. Now, all of you that focused on an intent during the equinox, and by the way, I did that ritual. So everybody that donated and added their desire to my ritual and my team's ritual, we got some big things coming up. I wanted to go live during this session, actually, but everybody that actually took action, I'm always talking about taking action. Everybody that took action, sent a donation, hit me up and let me know what your desire was. Guess what? You got something coming for you. And that's what this is about. I love the people that take action. So shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that took advantage of that opportunity. I love you guys that take action, because you guys are really on the next path. See, it's one thing to be interested in this information, right? It's one thing, that's the first level. You get interested. You want to watch these videos. You want to tap into things. You want to, but when you're ready to take that leadership role, that's when you're taking action. That's when you're risking things, and that's what I love about those people, or those of you that did that. So back to this meditation that I'm going to show you how to use alchemy, mind alchemy, through the air element, through your heart chakra. Okay. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of meditators from the East, specifically in Tibet, that use this meditation. Okay. I'm just letting you know where the concept comes from. All right. So a lot of Tibetans, a lot of monks in Tibet use this formula of transmuting using alchemy through the heart center. It's wind magic. Okay. So Let's start off again. So what you want to do, like anything else, you always get yourself in a meditative state. What's up, Maddie Champ? Thank you for coming into the live stream. Before you do anything, right? Before you do any meditation, before you do any ritual spell, before you, even when you know you're writing down goals, for all you really, really practical people that might think all this stuff is bullshit, right? You want to write down, you write down your goals. But the one thing you want to do is get yourself in a meditative state, because then you're closer to your subconscious mind. Remember, your subconscious mind is what rules your reality. Once you tap into that energy, you're able to make changes in your reality. Okay, now let me explain the meditative state. It's when you become really, really relaxed. For anybody that's new here, shout out to anybody that's new, just checking out my channel. Shout out to all my old followers right here. I see you in the chat. Shout out a SMR Rose Charles. Thanks for coming in the live stream. Shout out to LG Kelly, New Rebel. I see a lot of familiar people. Okay, so where was I at? There's a lot of energy that we can use here. So I just want to get straight to it. Okay. So meditative state, like I said, breathe, you want to make sure you're in a relaxed state. So what I like to do is I like to close my eyes and do some kind of breathing exercises, right? Breathing exercises. Deep breathing with your diaphragm. Okay, taking deep breaths. Then I like to count back from 100 to 1. For some reason, that does really, really well for me. And I like to lay down while I do it too, and you get really, really relaxed. All right, but you can go on YouTube. There's so many different ways of how you can relax your body, relax your mind. However long it takes, the better you get at this, the easier it is for you to get relaxed. So, if you're just starting, it might take you like 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get in a real relaxed state. And that just means that your nervous system is really jacked because of what you've been going on and throughout reality. You've been working too much, and that's normal. You just got to get yourself right again. So you got to start practicing, even if it's just 5 minutes a day. So again, just wanted to explain that for anybody new here that might not know what a meditative state is. I'm just trying to make sure I'm speaking to everybody. Most of you already know what I mean. So get yourself. Thank you for coming to the live stream, Kevin Jones. All right. So what you want to do is, once you're in that meditative state, you want to close your eyes, okay? And you want to focus on your heart center. All right. Now, for those of you that are familiar with chakra systems, if not, I'm going to explain it deeply for anybody that's new here, because I've been getting a lot of new followers. So shout out to all of you. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that bell button after you subscribe. You want to focus on your heart center till you feel, basically you're just bringing attention to your heart center with your eyes closed. Okay. Now, what you want to do is in your imagination, you want to pretend that, just like a flower, your heart center is opening like a flower. You can even envision the green light, because obviously the color green represents the heart center. You just want to slowly envision it coming out, blossoming like a flower. I always tell people to use images to help them in their meditation, so it's easier, so you can start feeling it eventually. But try your best to feel it. But if you can't, just envisioning your heart center opening like a green flower. Okay. Now here's the backwards technique, because usually what they would tell you to do, right, is take in positive energy and exhale negative energy. That's one way. That's how to utilize positive energy, right? We're going to utilize negative energy. This seems really backwards, but trust me, guys, I wouldn't steer you wrong. This is something that I do all the time. What you want to do is take in negative energy into your heart center. It sounds really backwards. I know. Trust me, I know. But remember, we're utilizing negative energy. but we're transmuting it. Remember, I said alchemy, right? What is alchemy? Is when you transmute something, you change it. And most people don't know your heart center is the transmuter. That's why on the chakra system, your heart center is the biggest chakra because it's your transmuting system. Okay. So you want to envision negative energy coming into your heart center, but your heart is transmuting it, changing it, it's turning it into something useful. And you exhale positive energy. Okay. Take in negative. So you breathe in negative, your heart center changes it. Okay. Yes, Charles, yes. I mean, yeah, negative energy and feminine energy is the same thing. Okay. So when I'm saying negative energy, I mean feminine energy. So you want to take in, okay? You want to breathe in first. So you're breathing in through your nose, negative energy. Feel it transforming. Remember, your heart center is your center of transformation. All right. So then through your mouth, breathe out positive energy. You can even use colors, okay, to help you visualize. So you can envision black coming in, black energy coming in, and exhale white energy. All right. Which you don't understand what this is doing to your center. You're energizing yourself with negative energy, aka feminine energy. Most of you have probably never done that. It's repackaged Christianity. Okay, so I'm back again. I know my connection got messed up again. But what I was saying is that secretly, the New Age movement is repackaged Christianity. So again, they only want you to focus on the masculine. Okay, sounds really backwards. But as we know, when you start coming into the truth, right, you know everything is opposite. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't utilize masculine energy either, but I'm telling you now, we got to start focusing on some other energy. So that's how you can transmute that energy. So that's how you energize yourself with the feminine. Okay. Really, really have belief in what and you can utilize this energy for many different things. Okay. We can utilize this energy for many different things. Again, so anybody that's just tapping into the live stream right now, you're breathing in negative energy, you're exhaling positive energy. Not only is this changing your physiology, it's changing the environments. Think about it, guys. From the environment, you're taking in, you're taking away all the negative energy and putting out the positivity. So you're probably asking yourself, why are the Tibetans doing this? Because remember, the Tibetans, the monks in Tibet, their main goal is to change the world for the better. They literally all get together and they start meditating to try to change the world. Look it up. This is what they do every single day. There's people out here doing the work. What they're trying to do is balance the world out. Now we know it has to be 50% negative and 50% positive. So of course the universe would inspire people, animals, plants, whatever, to do this type of work. Okay? They're inspired from a higher force because some way, shape, or form, it has to balance itself out. So the Tibetan monks are also a part of this balancing out. But you can also be a part of this balancing out too. I'm just talking about externally because when you're doing that, you're changing the energy in your environment. So if you feeling like your frequency is a little low, it's a little chaotic at the moment, because that's what feminine energy is, right? It's chaotic. It's chaos, right? Let's just say your energy, you feel a little chaos, okay? Um, you can change that with your heart center. You can change that with your heart center. You have the power to do that. All right. But within yourself, you're utilizing negative energy. So in return, you become more magnetic. Okay. We're always talking about the law of attraction. What is the force that attracts? Magnetic energy. So the law of attraction people are not telling you how to properly attract things. They're talking about projecting your mind onto something, and you need to do that too. But nothing can come to you if you don't have magnetic energy. You see what I'm saying? So doing that, that's going to uplift your magnetic energy. You can do this with the environment now because there's so much fear and heck, there's so much chaos and animalistic behavior. Remember, animalistic behavior is feminine too. Okay, because it represents nature, animal, nature, the earth, nature, Mother Earth, right? So there's nothing wrong with animalistic behavior. Again, you have to become the magician, guys. That means you have to become unbiased in your thoughts. And it's very, very, very hard to become unbiased. I'm just trying to give you some concepts. They might go against the way that you've thought, but that's good. Anytime something challenges the thoughts to something that you might not necessarily like because it doesn't go with your perception of reality. So anytime I hear something really, really different, what I like to do is say, let me look into that a little bit more. Not saying that the person is right or wrong, but you don't always want to discard something when it challenges your perception of reality, because I told you before, guys, your perception of reality is not reality. Okay. So the job of the magician become unbiased in their reality. So they develop a point where they become separate from their perception of reality and somebody else's, and they reach the third reality, which is the third reality when you're watching reality itself. That's the God mind. Okay. That's what we call the God mind. When you're able to place yourself in a position where you speculate without it tugging on your feelings. It's very, very hard to do, but it takes lots of meditative practice. Okay. So that's that's just one practice. Okay. Of how you could do this behind closed doors and take advantage of all this fear and panic and animalistic behavior and take it in and transmute it to energize yourself and your immediate reality. Because guess what? When you start doing your rituals and spells, you'll have more magnetic energy within yourself and more magnetic energy within your reality. Again, we're talking metaphysical today. I know I've like to, I've been really practical in my teachings lately, but we're going metaphysical today. So I hope you guys are ready for that. We're talking metaphysics. Okay. Let me look at some of these comments before I jump into the next way. All right. When you're out and about in the world, because that meditation is for when you're behind closed doors and you can make changes. But now I'm going to give you something else when you're out about in the world. Okay. So new Rebel TV. I did a video on this but didn't upload it. Oh, okay, new Rebel. Shout out to you, new Rebel. Everybody go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Okay. Thank you for coming into live stream. Thank you for supporting me. Everybody go subscribe to New Rebel TV's YouTube channel. And support, like I said, support everybody in our community. All right. If you guys are looking at me, listening to me, let's support each other. And like I always say, you got services, you got a brand, a movement, put it in the chat. Let me know, let everybody know. I'll shout you out. That's how we take care of each other. That's how we feed each other's families. And that's how we support our businesses. All right. So that's what I mean about the age of Aquarius. We're all supposed to be creating our own brand. So let's support each other. Okay. You guys supported to me. You guys supported me. All you guys that, that donate to me, all you guys that pay for services, all you guys that, that buys my services, that's supporting me. And I appreciate that. So I want to support you guys too. Okay. Jasmine Powell, can this help with healing your own divine feminine? Yes, Jasmine. I thank you for that comment, because that's exactly how you can use it. Again, like I said, you're going to bring in your magnetic energy. So what I mean, remember when I told you guys that this is more advanced thing, because if you're just starting this, you don't want to take in too much chaotic energy because you might not be used to it. Okay, remember, it's you've been used to dealing with masculine energy probably your whole entire life. If you were born, I mean, yeah, probably your whole entire life, because the society has been masculine since the 1st century. That's why it changed in history. We went from the 1st century. Okay, if you know BCE times, the time period started going down all the way, and then all of a sudden it goes up to the 1st century and beyond to where we are right now, 2020. That's the sign. That was the change in from when time period went to masculine. All right. The only people that were safe for a while were women. All right. And that was because women weren't subjected to to society for a long time. Remember, they weren't allowed to work. They weren't allowed to do regular things. So what happened was women actually kept their feminine selves for a long time until you guys had the chance to be indoctrinated like us. Welcome. Welcome. You've been indoctrinated with us. So let's see. The boys meditated with a wet towel on their backs, and by the time they started meditating. Charles, yeah, that cognitive dissonance does no good. Yeah, right. Yeah, Zach, I'm getting into that metaphysical, right? So grateful. Thank you, Chocolate Serenity. Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. So now thing. Now this comes from a small sector of Masons. All right. And a lot of these Masons are not around anymore, but this is old Masonry when this is before it was untouched. Remember I explained the 2 different types of Masons within America. Again, this is specifically America because this is where I'm at. Now, I know I have people all around the world, but as we know, American Masonry has influenced the whole entire world. Okay. So there's 2 different types of Masons in America. So remember I said Prince Hall Masons and Freemasons. Now there are some Prince Hall Masons around the world and there are some Freemasons around the world, but primarily the center is within America, the United States. All right, and I already explained in my last live stream the difference between the 2 and how they came to be different. Obviously, I said in the beginning, Freemasonry was started because of white supremacy. All right, they stole knowledge from other continents, and they started redoing everything because of white supremacy. That's the beginning stages, not Freemasonry today. All right, not necessarily today. I'm talking back when, during the times of slavery, because around the 1400s, that's when real true Freemasonry started. Now, I know there's Masonry before that. Okay, but check me out. I'm trying to make sure you guys are understanding exactly what I'm saying. There's Masonry before that, but the birth of true Freemasonry is during the 1400s when the European slave trade started. All right. So again, everything was about race back then. The regular Freemasons, they were white supremacists. They didn't mess with any other ethnicity. Prince Hall Masons was to rebel against the white supremacists. So they had all ethnic people within that Masonry, and they went above the Freemasons to get that stamp of approval to make the lodges within the American system. So this particular technique that I'm giving you is an old Prince Hall Mason technique. Okay, I'm just giving you the history right here. An old Prince Hall technique. Again, Prince Hall Masons went above the Freemasons, and Freemasons cut themselves off because they were so focused on race. All right. What happens when you're so focused on race? You limit yourself, you limit your knowledge, you limit your exposure because you only want to work with white people. Okay. You only want to work with people that look like you. But here's the thing. If you're only going to read knowledge that comes from people that look like you, that's a very, very small amount of knowledge. Okay. Especially if you're coming from European sources, because as we know, European sources are not that, they don't go that far within time. All right. Let's just say around 4000 BCE, and that's it. All right. And that's even, I'm not, that's even too, I might even be giving you more of the benefit of doubt. All right. It's not long ago. Okay. Real true, like a lot of great European sources started coming out after like the 10th century. So that you see how how late that is. All right. So, like I said, Prince Hall Masons, they went above. They connected with the other Masons around the world, got that stamp of approval, created the lodges within America. Okay. So, shout out to everybody coming in. Shout out, hey Christina, how are you? Thank you for coming to the live stream. Shout out to you. Anybody new here, please hit that like button for me. I'm about to give you another technique. Remember, guys, if you didn't see the technique before, as soon as I'm done a live stream, you can always go back and listen to it, or whatever. All right, because it's going to be up after I'm done the live stream. Okay. So this is for outside of transmuting negative energy. What you're going to be doing is taking negative energy. Notice I did this because this is the hand sign that you actually use in when you're out and about. Now, remember, masonry is all about using the hand signs. Palmetry is really, really big in masonry because they understand the God body. I'm pretty sure you've heard God body. That's a masonry term. A lot of Moorish Americans use this as well. Okay. A lot of Moorish Americans use this as well. Moors are also Masons, just different kind of Mason. Like I said, there's all these different sectors. There's all these different communities and movements within the occult that a lot of you might not be aware of. Remember, so I'm just letting you know. So hand signs, as we know in Masonry, this is how they communicate. It's not just for communication. It's for energy, palmetry, because the world is within your hands. Again, I want to go deeper, but I really don't have the time. So I want to stick with the techniques. But you might see all kinds of Mason symbols, right? But you don't know what they mean. And that's the thing. Okay, that's the thing. You might see people doing all these things. You might see people doing all these things, and you never know what they mean. They're expressing some kind of energy. Again, I'm not going to go through all these things. I'm going to teach you how to use the hand sign to take in negative energy so you can keep it for later. That sounds really weird, but I told you we was getting metaphysical today. So when you go out about in the world, especially a negative area, all right, a chaotic area. So where is that? Inner city, the inner cities. But you don't even have to do that because there's negative energy anywhere, especially if there's somebody who, let's just pretend you go to somewhere like a nightclub. There's a lot of negative energy there. This is why I'm telling people to stop running away from these places. All right. You're running away from these places because they're telling you to. What other spiritual person is telling you to go into nightclubs and stuff like that? No other spiritual person is telling you to do that. Okay. Kelly, you said my house with my 4 kids. Even in your household, if you have a chaotic household, you can use this, but this is really used out and about. What you want to do is you want to keep your hand like this. Of course, you don't want to be obvious, but you ever seen somebody speak and they're like, hey, they're intentionally doing this. I'm trying to make sure you guys see. They're intentionally talking to you like, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. They're telling what they're doing is taking in the energy. Okay. You want to specifically do this with your left hand. Remember, you absorb with your, through the feminine. Your left hand represents the feminine. Okay. That's why they're always so scared of the left-hand path, the devil on the left-hand side of the devil on the left side of your shoulder. Okay. So what you want to do is when you're in a negative environment or just any environment outside, you go into a club, you go into a store, you go into, you're dealing with somebody who's being chaotic, who's being negative. You want to start talking to them like this, but don't make it, noticeable. You're like, what's wrong? Can I help you out with something? Let's just say perfect example. Let's just say you work as like a cashier. Anybody who's worked as a cashier, I have myself way, way back in the day. I'll never do it again. So if you work as a cashier, may the force be with you, because that's a lot of stress. If you work as a cashier and somebody a customer is giving you a hard time, you can take that energy for yourself. Okay, so you put your hands like this and you envision the energy going within your palms to the point where you can feel it. Okay. So you're probably thinking, like, all right, what do I do with the energy after this? You can infuse it in an object, any object. This is how things get possessed. Again, we're getting metaphysical, guys. Like I said, I've been practical so long for a little while, but this is how items get possessed. Like, if you ever seen a scary movie, right? Again, I don't advise really watching scary movies, but you can get information from them. Where you see an object that is quote unquote haunted, right? That's because a large amount of negative energy is stored within that object, and of course, it can become out of control. That's why I said you got to be careful with this energy. It's not masculine energy; it's chaotic energy. You see, but I'm telling you to use small amounts. Again, this is very advanced, like advanced people, advanced masonry. Like I said, they go out all extreme lengths to get this energy. And this is why certain things happen and certain people come up. The people that know how to take negative energy come up in the world. Okay. Now, here's the thing: the Masons and the people in the secret societies want you to come up as well. That's why they tell you indirectly, because they know in your subconscious mind, you'll figure it out. But if you're over like the age of 25, they're not really stupid. Older you get, the stupider you become. It's just the way it is. Okay, I know we're back. All right. Sorry about the disconnection. So you can store it with an object. It could be anything. It could be your cell phone. Okay. It's even better if the object is black. So even if you have a black crystal, I mean, you guys should be having your crystals on you anyway. But if it's better if it's something black. You can, once you have the energy within your hand, let's say you had your crystal, your black crystal in your pocket or something like that. You place it in the palm of your hands and you envision and feel the energy going in within the crystal. Then you put it in your pocket for later, because I'm going to tell you what to do with those objects later and how you can utilize this energy to benefit you. This is the title of the video, guys. We're getting metaphysical tonight, today, tonight, wherever time period you are. Okay. So when I'm out and about in a in a negative atmosphere, aka a chaotic atmosphere, more of a feminine atmosphere, you might see me speaking to people like this, because I'm taking all that energy. Okay. I'm taking all of it. If somebody gets angry with me, again, even let's just say I create a YouTube channel, right? And I talk about something that a lot of people dislike. You can utilize all that hatred. You can utilize all that energy. Matter of fact, I told you, hatred, anger comes from Mars, right? Mars represents energy. That's the most potent energy. I know it sounds really weird. I know it sounds really backwards, but hatred is the most potent energy that you can take from somebody. I'm not exactly telling you to do it. I'm just giving you the info so you have it, of why certain people become bigger the more people that hate them. There's a lot of people that hate Donald Trump. He just keeps getting more and more powerful. You guys don't see it. Okay. The more you express hatred towards somebody, the more powerful they become. You're in their debt now. I know it seems backwards. See, back in the day when I was young, when I was a young person on this path, I'm talking about very, very young, I'm talking about like 15, 16 years old. I knew about a lot of stuff, but I was very ignorant though. So when somebody would do something bad to me, I would envision myself sending hatred to them. Again, I was young back then. All right. I'm 30 now. So that's literally like 15 years ago. All right. So I was envisioning me sending hatred to them, not knowing that I'm giving them power. Because all the people that I would do that, I would notice they would start getting big things in life. Things would start happening for them. Yes, sophisticated. I'm gonna look at your comments soon. I'm gonna check in the comments soon. I just want to finish my point. Things would start happening for them. Okay. Because remember, wherever attention goes, energy flows. And this is any attention. But I told you, the attention that comes from hatred and disgust and fear is even more powerful. It's ruled by Mars. That's why the Christian church always wanted you in fear, because they would take that energy from you. I hope you guys are seeing it with here. Don't just hear it. Don't just visualize it with your eyes and your see it right here. Connect with me on the third eye. Look what I'm saying. That's the whole reason for fear, because they need to take that energy. Anytime where their platform is starting to fall, just like it just was, check history. This is why it's so important to learn history as a magician, guys. You guys want to become great magicians. You want to become great um, occultists. Gotta understand history, because the information is readily available for you. It's the signs are right there. Anytime where energy right back in their position, because they are taking that energy. These are intelligent individuals. These are individuals that have taken knowledge that's been passed down for thousands of years. Remember, they didn't want you to learn it. That's why they burned the libraries all around the world. But thankfully, this is why I say you got to give thanks for these people out here preserving the knowledge for you. The people in the secret societies, the people, the occultists behind closed doors that are risking their lives. You got to be thankful to these people that they're preserving the knowledge. If it wasn't for them, you have no access to none of this stuff. The internet would have never been available for you. And it would have never been an information age if it wasn't for these people. So you got to be thankful instead of pointing the finger, talking about this Illuminati stuff. That's what they want you to think. Okay. So I'm just painting a picture here, guys. So what are we was talking about? We were using this hand symbol, a masonry hand symbol. This is an old Prince Hall masonry hand symbol. I don't even know if they do this still in Prince Hall. They probably don't even, it's probably high ranking masonries that still use this. Okay. I told you the reason why Freemasonries don't know about this is because they limited their knowledge because they were focused on white supremacy. When you see somebody like this, because there's Masons all around, you don't know. That's the whole point, because you have to go in within hiding. Even still today, you might think it's everything could be out in the freedom. No, you still only get what they want you to hear. Okay, that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason you don't have access to the regular web. We all know it's the deep web, dark web, whatever you want to call it, right? If you don't know what that is, just look it up. The dark web, the deep web. That's basically you being able to gain access to the whole internet, because you're only using about 3% of the internet. Okay. So now I want to look at some of these comments so I can check out your comments, guys. All right. So Charles, would having your hands in your pocket while doing that stance work? Yes. Yes, it would work. There's a lot of secret things that because again, like I said, I'm an occultist, right? So I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm not going to judge what's good or bad. I'm just going to give you the information. There's tons of people of like, it's like money, right? Energy. I mean, energy is money, but I'm going to just use something tangible so you can get an idea. It's like money, right? You can use money for whatever. You could use it for so-called good. You could use it for so-called bad. It's the same thing with energy. So there's certain individuals who might use this against you. You might not even know. They're using hand symbols. They're using certain language, and you don't even know. So again, when you're around somebody, especially powerful people, like let's just say the ball, like a CEO of your business, like a lot of people at high positions are Masons because they learn the information. Okay. That's how they get in those high positions. Not saying that you have to become a Mason to get in those high positions, because that's just an excuse. But they either become a Mason, or when they reach that peak, they start getting around more powerful friends, and they're going to come around to one of these individuals that's going to say, hey, join my lodge. Okay. Join my lodge. Okay. So when you're around individuals, especially powerful people, if you're in the music industry, you're trying to get signed to a record label and stuff like that. When you get mad and upset at these music execs, they're going to start being like, well, what else can I do for you? You know, it's to take all that. And they love when you get upset. They love when you lose your cool. And they'll notice you if they know you're a magician, because a magician knows how to play the middle path and become unbiased so they don't let their emotions get in the way. That takes a lot of training, though. Okay, so yes, it is. I used to work at a popular home improvement store. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Mars and Pluto planets. Yeah. Yep. I did my portal. Thank you, Jamal. I hopefully you guys took advantage of that spring equinox. Again, that was a powerful spring equinox. I told you guys in the last two live streams, fear to grow larger and larger down the line so that Pisces hierarchy can still popped up. That's just how life is. It's always going to be like this, guys. So you don't want to become distraught because of how reality is. That would be, that would be problematic for you, right? Because this is just how the game is. You just want to be aware of the game. That's it. All right. It's always going to be in the same situation. You would know that if you study history. That's why I said history is so important, because you'll realize it's just a cycle. It always goes like this. Okay. It always goes like this. That's it. There's always going to be people at the top. There's always going to be people at the bottom. Right. But I just told you where the hierarchy is supposed to be. If you're a person that's awakening, you're supposed to be leading the nation. Okay. You're supposed to be leading the nation. So all of you right here, right now, all 33 of you, 35 of you, you're supposed to be leading the nation. Now, there's reasons why you might not be. Okay. But that's for another story though. So okay, so let me look at some more of these comments before I make to the next point. Another great point. Thank you. Thank you, Zach. In the science of getting rich, he says to ignore the occult until you get rich. Do you agree? We got to understand something. Yes, Jamal, this is live. Hold on one second. We got to understand. I said this before about Napoleon Hill too. When you're reading a book, guys, you have to know the time period it's written. Okay? We have to understand the time period of a book when it's written, because the time periods that Think and Grow Rich and Science of Getting Rich were created was a high time of Christianity where yeah, it is 10 seconds ahead, guys. I don't know, it's always like that. I don't know if it's just mine or it's YouTube. But Christianity was still at its peak, and you were shunned if you weren't expressing some kind of Christianity. Okay. I don't know, Katie. Have you come? Again, I'm talking metaphysics. I don't know. You must be new to my channel, so maybe you have went down a rabbit hole. But like I said, Think and Grow. Oh no, we're talking about the Science of Getting Rich. The Science of Getting Rich was written in a time period where Christianity was at its peak. Everybody had to play the Christian role. Okay. And I'm sorry for the buffering, guys. It's my connection. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, it's good now. Back to my most likely wouldn't sell books. Now, not saying that there weren't occultists still creating publications, but as you know, they were not selling. Okay, they weren't selling. All right. So yes, he did say ignore the occult. But why did he say it? Got to read the whole passage. No, Katie, no, this is what this is for. It's for everybody that's, to comment and speak. That's all. It's nothing against you or anything. But why did he say to ignore it? Because if you read the whole passage, right? Because what did he say? you get confused with all these different paths, right? Remember I told you the great work. Anybody who's one of my magic coaching students, you understand this too, that there's so many different paths within this realm that you can get confused to the point where you don't take any action at all. You see what I mean? So who separate the gap. Read the passage again of why he said that, because you would get you would get distracted by all these different paths. Remember, he's taking from that as well, but he's giving you one set path to do, which is mind alchemy. That's what Think and Grow Rich. Well, that's what the Science of Getting Rich specifically is. He's telling you, hey, don't focus on anything else, because if you focus on this, this, and this, and that, and this, and that, you'll get distracted. So he's telling you one specific way. Not saying that's the only way, but he's giving you his book. It's saying this is the specific way that I found the easiest for you to create something. And my friend, that's called mind alchemy techniques. Okay, mind alchemy. All right, that's what the Science of Getting Rich is about. So he's giving you one set of rules so you can just focus on that, because what happens when you focus on something? Okay, what happens when you focus on something? All your energy is going to one point. So it's just like a magnifying glass with the sun. Because the problem is, he's right. A lot of people are all caught up in all these different things, and they're trying to do all these things at one time. And as we know, you spread yourself too thin, and you get confused, and your mind starts to contradict. So, as an intelligent being, he's saying, hey, this is what worked for me. This mind science technique has worked for me. Only focus on this. And as a result, there are many people that reach those riches because of that mind alchemy technique. So that's a very, very good question. Separate the gap. Okay. It's a very great question. That lets me know that you're paying attention. Lets me know that you're going into the things that I'm telling you to go into. And that's a great thing. Okay. All right. So, like I said before, I gave you the breathing exercises of how you can take in negative energy, transform it into positive energy, but you're also energizing yourself with the negative energy, which is actually feminine energy. And you're also energizing the environment, your immediate environment. I gave you the hand sign. Okay, I gave you the hand sign, the masonry hand sign that lets you absorb negative energy. That's why you'll see a lot of rich people and a lot of powerful people. And when you're getting upset, they're talking to you like this. They're like, hey, is there something I can do for you? What's wrong? Well, how about, why don't you come into my office? Come into my office. Let's sit down and let's talk this thing out. Let's work through this thing. They're talking to you like this because they're showing you the hand sign. It's a masonry hand sign. Okay. They're taking that negative energy and they're going to use it for their benefit later. Thanks to you for getting upset and for losing your cool and lowering your frequency and not being a magician and being up to control your emotions and control your mental state. Every time you lose your emotions with somebody, for example, if you're in conflict, the person that loses their emotions first is the automatic loser when it comes to conflict. So if you're the person that loses their cool first, you're the weak person in the conflict. Okay, you got to learn how to control your emotions. And I'm not telling you not to defend yourself. You have to be like a martial artist. Okay, the martial arts, a lot of people don't know where martial arts come from. Okay, that was also taught in the secret societies, martial arts, because they had to learn patience. They had to learn how to control their emotions. But I told you, Saturn also does the flip side with negative energy. You can't let people just walk all over you. So it's that thing, don't start nothing, won't be nothing thing. Okay? Like literally, but you have to defend yourself when it's time to. All right? So that's what a true martial artist does. They learn martial arts to become one with their bodies, mind, and soul, but they also learn how to defend themselves. Martial arts is an old thing that comes back from old secret society stuff. Okay? So you gotta, the moment you lose your cool, the moment you get emotional with somebody, you've already lost it. You already lost your energy. They now have available all your energy. That's why when you get mad, you get so tired because you're releasing energy. You get so tired, you get brain fogged. You're like, oh man. Anybody that's argued for a long time, let's just say you had a partner and you've argued with them. And after the argument, you're just drained because you just gave all that energy away. And that energy is all within the atmosphere for somebody to take if they know how to take it. Again, if you have an argument with me, thank you. I'm going to take that. And I'm going to use it I'm going to use it to manifest something or, help my business out. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, you know? And that's how you should be as well. So that's one task that you want to, build yourself up on, is being able to control your emotions and not getting offended so easy. As you can see, this is the time period where everybody is so offended over every little thing. This is also a perfect time period for you to take all that energy from them. They're not using it because when they get upset, they release it. So every time you get upset, you're releasing it. It's not like you're stealing something from somebody. They're giving it away. They're not going to utilize it, so you might as well take it, right? That's like somebody saying, you know what? Here's $100. I don't want this $100. It's not. Is it stealing if you pick it up and say, hey, you sure you don't want this? And they're like, nah, I don't get it away from me. I don't want it. Okay, put it in your pocket. Okay. Let me look at some of these. Oh, hey, when you control your emotion, you control others. Yeah, straight up, still the water element. I troll get on people's nerves rather easily without even trying. Um, okay. Practice qigong, yeah, qigong and tai chi. Like I said, the martial arts is for the enlightened individuals, the people that are awakening. Because like I said, it teaches you how to be patient. It teaches you how to control your emotions and your mind. Remember, you're not your emotions and you're not your mind. You own these things. Don't let these things own you. That's key thing. You own these things. So if you become a victim of your own mind, that means your mind is owning you. If you become a victim of your own emotions, your emotions are owning you. You are not any of these things. These are just tools for you to use. Remember, you represent something higher. You just so happen to come down to this flesh, to this realm of earth, water, um, air, and fire. You just so happen to come here. You're only expressing a small part of you. You're something higher. You're something greater. Why would you let something so tiny control how you move about in this reality? That's what your emotions and your mind is doing when you become a victim to your own emotions and mind. I can guarantee you don't have to blame anybody else. I guarantee you, with a lot of your mistakes in life, it was because your own mind or your own emotions or your own body as well. Remember, you can't forget about the body as well. It's not about I guarantee you 99% of the times is your fault because you fell victim to your mind, body, or emotions, or all three. Okay. Or all three. So, Katie, I'm 2019. My New Year's resolution was to say how I actually feel about everything. It's more balanced now, but I do go to bed I do go to bed everything tossing and turning because I said how I felt. I'm not sure what you mean. You said it it's a bit more balanced now, but I do not go to bed everything tossing. I'm guessing what you're saying is you don't go to bed tossing and turning anymore because you started that New Year's resolution. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. Oh, you don't go to bed. Okay. Okay. Are you okay? Are you a part of the Freemasons? I hope I don't offend you asking. I'm fairly new to your channel. Oh no, I'm not a part of the Freemasons. Okay. Again, if you are new, then I don't know if you were here earlier when I was explaining the difference between different types of masonry. All right. There's Freemasons, there's Prince Hall Masons, there's Moorish Masons. They're mostly in accordance with each other. Because before they weren't really they weren't really connecting as much because of the whole white supremacy thing that was going on big time within between the 12th century and the 17th century. During these time periods, the whole white supremacy thing was messing up a lot of things in the world, and a lot of things that we know the physical, but I'm talking about the metaphysical world of the magicians behind the scenes that are supposed to be um upholding the information for us. All right, things were getting messed up because a certain group of people thought they were better than everybody else. I mean, again, I hate to go there, but that's just the facts of the matter. Okay. All of your goals is to master emotions. So again, if your goal is to master the emotions, like I said, learning the principles of martial arts, doesn't matter what form of martial arts, because I know that's a broad term. But just tapping into that is going to help you learn. I mean, of course, meditation helps you get to the God mind. The God mind is the third perspective. So let me break that down to you guys. Remember, you have your perspective, right? But you also have the perspective of somebody else. So first of all, everybody knows their perspective for the most part. Again, for the most part, right? But then if you're really good, you can understand somebody else's perspective. Okay. But if you're even better, if you become a master, you can understand the third perspective. So let's pretend there's two people talking here, right? This represents humanity, you and others. There's a third perspective right here in the middle where I'm at, right? We have you here, we have others here, and then where I'm sitting, that's the third perspective, the God mind, where you can speculate humanity itself. So that means you come out of your perspective and other perspectives, and you become right, sophisticated, the observer. That's what we call the God mind. When you can reach that point, that's when you don't get tossed and turned the way that other people in this reality do. So as soon as something happens, they go this way, they go that way, they're just going back and forth, right? But the magician stays right here, stays centered with the mind, body, and soul. Think about what I'm doing right now. How many of you seen this in martial arts? How many of you seen this hand symbol in martial arts? Why do you think they're doing this? What does this mean? What does this mean? I'm telling you what it means right now. You can take a guess what this means right now. Alignment between the one, between the God mind, the magician, the occultist, the one that walks the middle path. Because when you're aligned with your mind, body, and soul, okay, that's when you release your true power. That's when you release true energy. That's when you start becoming truly successful in life. That's when you start getting all the things that you want in life by staying centered. Again, these hand symbols that we see all the time, that are being used all the time. Okay, hand symbols all the time. Whoever see somebody like this in a picture, powerful people that go like this in a picture, why do you think that is? I mean, I'm giving you I'm letting your subconscious mind listen to me right now. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me look at some of your comments. To usually get away from the negative energy, I usually go to bed and start to be, and then I upload. Nice trolling. I like it, brother. Nice trolling. All right. Katie, can I ask you what you teach? This is what I teach right here. This is what I teach right here. Mind science. Okay. This is what I teach right here. Charles, he said, thanks for the free energy. Okay. So people are acting like we have to move from our inner peace and not be relaxed because of what to come. I get it, but I think the best way is to stay centered so we can make proper decisions. Remember my last live stream, right? When I said one of the ways of spiritual warfare is for you to lose your consciousness, your, your cognitive functioning. Because what happens is when you go low in frequency, and you become more animalistic, right? What separates animals from human beings? The cognitive functioning. It's the only thing that separates yourself. So when you lose cognitive functioning, you become more animalistic. Not saying there's nothing wrong with being animalistic, right? But remember, you're easier to control in an animalistic format, because if you start thinking, like if you start thinking with your real logic, you're not going to fall in the same traps. It's like, again, let's take martial arts for, or anybody knows any kind of sparring, boxing, kickboxing, martial arts. What happens when you lose your cool and you start becoming more animalistic and you start just sort of up here and you become an easier target? You see what I mean? So that's what I mean by staying centered. Keep your cool in situations. Just keep your cool. All right. Especially in a situation like this, guys, keep your cool. I know everybody's worried. I know everybody's going crazy. And the stuff is real. All right. I'm not saying that it's not real. All right. What's going on? I'm just saying, keep your cool. It's not the end of the world. This stuff happens all the time. You have to, this is testing your ability to move about in the matrix. Remember, things change within the matrix. So people are getting upset because their realities change now. I can't do what I want to do. I can't, but us magicians, we're always cool. When all my trips I had to cancel, I said, all right, cool. I'm gonna hop on live more. I got time to do the consultations now. Because remember, like I said, I was going to stop doing consultations. I guess that wasn't written. I guess the universe saying, no, you got to keep doing these consultations because there's somebody out there right now that needs this information. You just roll with the punt. You just roll with the wind. You ride the wave. Don't go against the wave. Don't get upset because you can't do what you usually want to do. You should be doing something else. Guess what? If you're stuck in a house and you're not working, what could you be doing right now? Think about it. How could you take advantage of this time? All the regular people, they're just smoking and drinking the whole entire time, complaining on Facebook the whole entire time. Not saying there's nothing wrong with smoking and drinking, but when you abuse things, I already said that's when it becomes toxic. That's when it becomes toxic. When you start abusing stuff all day long, every single day, it becomes toxic. Okay? It becomes toxic. What could you be doing in this time period? You could be all the people that got the how to make money from home session from me, you could be setting up your business right now if you have nothing to do. If you're at home, you're not able to work, especially again, if you live in the tri-state area, Philly, New York, Jersey, we're all the way locked down. If you live in California, you're locked down. I forget everywhere else. I forget all the other states, but I know California, I know PA, I know New York, and I know Jersey is locked down. So if you don't work an essential business, let's just say you don't work in a hospital, you don't work in a grocery store or pharmacy, you have time. Why let your emotions be swayed like everybody else, and everybody else is just messing around? You see, it's a good thing necessarily. That means you have the time, because what most of you complain that you don't have the time to do these things, to get right. Well, guess what? The universe just blessed you with an opportunity. Okay. Universe just blessed you with an opportunity to take the time to do this. Build your business up, build your brand up, do some techniques, do some meditations. All right. I missed a lot of, a lot of comments. I want to tap into your comments before I get to my next point about utilizing negative energy. How do you utilize the feminine energy in your business? Would you push it into an object or do a meditation? Um, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Uh, I'm gonna definitely get to that. So hold that question. Okay, so I'm glad I've come down the rabbit hole. I'm going to subscribe, although I'm not sure what is going on, but you are so cute. You could talk to me all day, darling. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, thank you for subscribing. Check out some of my older videos as well, Katie, and you can learn all about what I do. Again, basically what I'm teaching people how to do is, you know, learn mind science and learn how to control their realities once again, so they can, you know, so you're able to have fun in life again. So you're able to get the things that you want to do, the career that you want, the family that you want, the relationship that you want. It's all about just, you know, bringing that happiness back to people. So that's what it really is. Again, if you're new to this, it might sound a little weird to you, but you know, sophisticated. Yes, when I did this, protecting that third eye. Okay. What planet is your Mercury? Libra rules my Mercury. So Libra rules my Mercury. LG, I don't do well with stress, but I find that handling negative energy with jokes helps. And yeah, that is a good thing. Okay. That is a good thing that you handle, you know, you handle this energy with jokes. So that's good for you, LG. Okay. Studying more and reading. Yeah, Matty Champ. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of places are locked down. Meditating longer and deeper exercise. And yeah, do all those things. Yes, using this time to expand meditation, purging the physical. Thank you, Alexis Kelly. I'm taking some serious notes. Thank you. So yeah, that's what I mean. Remember, you can have a plan. It's good to have a plan, but you have to become comfortable with how reality is. And we know that reality shifts all the time. So of course, we all been a little comfortable for the most part, right? We all been a little comfortable, so of course there's going to be a big change. Well, guess what? Let's take advantage of this big change, guys. Let's take advantage of this. All right. So, um, ASMR Rose, you brought up something perfect because you said, "All right, well, what if I want to use the negative energy with a business? Do I put the energy into an object, or do the meditation?" Okay. You're absolutely right, because remember I told you about the object, right? Like I said, it could the better it's better. I gotta slow down. I don't know why I keep getting tongue tied. Okay, it's better if you use something that's totally black to absorb your negative energy in. Again, this might sound really weird to anybody that's not been listening this whole time. Okay. Um, Now what do you do with the object that has the negative energy? Okay. For example, if you're doing a ritual, you're doing a spell, or even you're doing something practical. So, uh, Katie, you know, you're new here. So I'm going to tell you something very, very practical, like writing down your goals, right? So, what you would do is you would write down your goal. Okay. Once you write down the goal, you put the object where you had the negative energy on, leave it there. Boom. All your work is done. I always make sure that everything is simple as ever. Okay. So all you got to do is put your object on what you wrote your goal on. Okay, very, very simple. You're using negative energy to magnetically attract things. Remember, negative energy is not necessarily bad, it's just feminine energy. We have a weird obsession with seeing anything feminine that, you know, we have a weird obsession with seeing anything feminine as being bad, and that's because of society. All right, anything feminine we see as, you know, something's wrong with it. Okay, even including women, right? For the most part, like I told you, society wants women to become like men because, you know, again, they see the feminine as bad. So of course they're going to want to turn you into a man too. Everybody become a robot. All right, because they don't want that intuition, that woman's intuition, to start coming out. Um, so yeah, as simple as that, you can use that object for anything. Write down your goals. You should always be writing. How many you guys? I know I say this all the time. Should always be write down your goals. Okay, always. Remember, my magic coaching session students. I told you guys how to write contracts, right? Make sure you're writing those contracts. And I'm gonna get to this point though, but I want to check in after I check in the. Let me get this through. Waiting for this connection to go. Okay, guys. I know the connection messed up again, but hopefully you guys are still with me. All right, so let me look at some of these. All right, let me look at some of these you're currently offering. So what you want to do is, oh my God, this connection. Okay, all right, I know the connection messed up again. I don't know what the hell's going on. So what you want to do is you want to contact me, as I always say, occulthealing22 at gmail.com. The email's in the description of this video. So I'm not sure if you ever emailed me before, but yes, I am still doing consultations. So you want to email me and I'll send you a whole list of all my services and the prices. Again, I do astrology readings, numerology readings, tarot card readings, the how to make money from home session, like you said. Um, the I'm still giving out the money spell. Um, what else? I'm still doing one-on-one consultations for people that just want to, talk one-on-one live on the phone. And anything else, like I said, just like anybody else here right now, the link, my email's in the description of this video if you're interested in getting any of those services. Okay, so thank you for asking that. All right, so Katie, you're saying I've been listening more. It makes sense now. I'm in recovery from addiction 2 years. I'm in psychotherapy currently. So good. I'm loving this time to meditate at the moment in lockdown. That's really good, Katie. Again, take advantage of the time, the still pause that we all had to go through. Because like I said, most of the time we're always moving constantly. We're always moving. And that's the number one complaint is I don't have enough time to do my spiritual. I don't have enough time to work on my business. I don't have enough time to work on my health. Now you do. This is the time to recharge, reevaluate your plan. Okay. Alexis, it is absolutely necessary for the healing to solely focus on trauma and traumatic experience. I tried biofield tuning and didn't like it because I had presumption of trauma being retained. I guess, how about transmuting negative energy and trauma? You can transmute anything. Remember, you gotta go through pain in order to receive pleasure. So if you went through a traumatic experience, right, you can use that negativity for something good. Okay, you got to think, like I said, this is how I don't know anybody that, ever grew up in the streets or anything like that. I know that's really something, but I want to explain something because I know a lot of people that have, right, including myself. And one thing that they tell them is they use their anger. They say, you're so angry, that's how you penetrate these people, these lost souls that's in the streets anyway, like the inner city kids, right? They're so angry. They just don't know what to do with their anger. But what happens if they channel all that energy? They can make something great out of it. So they say, why don't you channel your anger into boxing? Why don't you channel your anger into music? And anytime you channel that much anger or that much negativity, it's going to become something great because it's pure energy. It's pure energy. So even when you're angry yourself, you want to think about, what can I use this for? Because your body gets all hot, right? Think about when you're really, really mad, your body starts getting hot, your heart rate starts to go up. Your muscles get tense. That's a lot of energy surging through your body. Why? Because you're getting ready for fight or flight. Every time you get angry, upset, you're ready to attack or you're ready to run away in some kind of shape or format. Okay. You got to think about using that energy. So when you're really, really mad, if you're a musician, go in your room, close the door, and work on a song. I guarantee that song is going to be something powerful. If you're really, really mad and you're a painter, go in your room, close the door, and start painting. If whatever it is that you do, you want to isolate yourself because it takes a lot of discipline to isolate yourself. First of all, you want to isolate yourself and use that energy. Okay. Yeah. Since I've become sober, I have tiny goals every day. It's beautiful. I've come so far as a result. I keep my feet firmly on the ground. I'm proud of you, Katie. Proud of you. Okay. Lexus, I like this conversation because I'd rather focus on, yes, thank you. Black objects, the smoky quartz. Oh, yeah, I like smoky quartz. Oh, Jasmine, you did get a reading. Okay, okay, you got an astrology reading. But yes, so just letting you know, I am still doing the readings because, like I said, my travel plans have been canceled. Obviously, like I said, I live in PA, live in Philadelphia. We can't go nowhere. All right. C Diggs, I'm in the middle of a 7 day sea moss fast. Sea moss is powerful. Anybody, again, since we're going through this time and a lot of people are in fear about their health, sea moss is powerful. I told you black seed oil is powerful. What else? Um, Let me think of something else. I mean, I can't even think of nothing off the top of my head, but I always talk about that black seed oil, guys. Black seed oil is really, really powerful. Um, what else? Let me see. Mm, I can't think of nothing off the top of my head right now, but yeah, but sea moss is powerful though. Okay. Yes, Katie, you can contact me on Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So, oh yeah, so let's get into because I want to tell you something about Pluto in your chart. All right, because remember, Pluto shows you how you destroy and rebuild yourself, right? Anybody who's had an astrology reading with me knows that Pluto represents destroy and rebuild. So why would I bring this up in a video about using negativity for your benefit? Okay. That's because Pluto shows you where you benefit the most from your negativity in life. All right. Or I don't want to just say negativity. Pluto shows you where you benefit the most from the mistakes in your life, from the, from the so-called bad things that happen to you in your life. Pluto shows you where you benefit the most. Okay. Remember, like again, if you had an astrology reading for me, you know that I say, oh, this is a sensitive spot. It becomes thin ice. It becomes walking on thin ice because you need to bring this in energy in, right? But you can also destroy yourself. But if you often do destroy yourself, and that leads you to your evolution. Because what I always say, balance, you need pain in order to receive pleasure. If you need to do something big, you need to go through something big. This is just how it works here on this reality. So here's a secret, guys. When you're using negative energy, okay, where do you want to point the negative energy? Look at wherever Pluto is at in your houses. Because not saying that you can't use the negative energy for anything else, but Pluto's letting you know, where do you benefit the most from your negative energy, the most from your mistakes. So you make a big mistake, and you hit your head on the ground, and you're like, dang, I really messed up. You can use that energy for where the best place to use way back when I said Pluto represents the shadow self. And I said that you can't get away from your shadow self. You have to feed your shadow self. These are dark desires within yourself. All of us human beings have these things. But what happens is that we neglect the dark desires because we feel so perfect. Because of the conscious mind, we think we're so much better than nature itself. We think we're so holy. We think we're gods, right? So we say, "Oh, I don't give in to such frivolous emotions. I don't give in to such bottomless things," right? We think we're so holy and mighty. Then over time, because in psychology, what do they tell you? The more you push down something, the bigger it becomes. So if you're wondering why certain people gain these nasty, nasty, dark desires, you're thinking like, how could they ever do that? Because they're suppressing so much. Think about these Catholic priests. Why are they always doing so nasty things? Because these are prime examples of people pushing down so much darkness. They're pushing it down. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Think about people like the nuns and stuff and they're pushing down all this animalistic energy. And that's why they do weird things behind closed doors. Weird things behind closed doors because they just keep pushing down animalistic and darkness, animalistic behavior and darkness. You got to let things out. Because if you were letting things out all the time, it wouldn't become so big. Okay? So many people think about in the spiritual community, right? So many people run away from the ego that they become too egotistical because they're pushing it down. Now they can't be taught anymore because they think they know everything. Because they've been pushing down their ego. They keep running away from the ego because they're telling you the ego is not spiritual, which is just shows you the ignorance. And just in that statement, but they've been running away from the ego so much that now they become so egotistical. They think they're they think they're the Messiah reborn. Everybody knows who I'm talking about if you follow them. Think that I am now the Messiah that was reborn here to save everybody. Again, we're all the Christ beings. It's not just one Christ. Okay, guys. Anybody who's awakening right now is a Christ being. You're awakening for a reason. You're here to lead the nation. All of you right now, all 36 of you right now, you are meant to be awakened. You're meant to be a leader. That's why you have these urges. Katie, like you said you were new here. You came here for a reason. Okay. You came here for a reason. Something led you to my channel. So Katie, you said you would like a reading. Email me at culthealing22@gmail.com. The email's in the description of this video. Okay. Email me. I'll send you a whole list of all my services, all my readings, and the prices. Okay. Um, okay. Pluto and Mars. But yeah, like I'm saying, they hold down. You need to let things out. You need to get your ego stroked. You deserve to get your ego stroked. That's why you have it. I know nobody says this in the spiritual community. Nobody talks reality. That's why. Things like anger, they tell you to run away from anger. I'm telling you how to utilize it. Negativity, they're telling you to run away from negativity. I'm telling you how to utilize it. You don't run away from anything here, right? If you're part of the elite, what are you running away from? You don't run away from negativity. You utilize it. You're just utilizing it wrong. You can utilize negativity wrong. You can utilize anger wrong. You can utilize lust wrong. Don't blame the energy. Blame yourself for not being able to control the energy. It's just like money. The people that say money is the root of all evil. How? It's just energy. You're blaming the money. You're blaming the no, blame your ability not to be able to control money. Money is not the root of all evil. Your ignorance is. Ignorance is the root of all evil. That's what that is. Don't blame the energy. Don't blame lust. Don't blame any of these things. You can utilize lust. I told you now, anybody that's been watching me for a long time, I told you sexual energy is one of the most powerful. It is the most powerful energy on this planet. That's how you got here. And don't say no, it's love how I got here because not everybody is created out of love. We all know this. Anybody who has kids with somebody and stuff like that, it's not always the case, is it? Because it's not. And love doesn't always lead you to want to be sexual. You can love a child, you can love your mother, you can love your sister, you can love your brother. Different. But guess what lust does? Lust is one action, sexuality. That's what's brought you here on this planet between your mother and your father. Exchanged the energy of lust. A whole human being was created. Okay. Just let guys know the real. You can utilize these energies. Do not store these energies because they become bigger and then you start doing weird things. You start doing weird things because these things become bigger. They start to attach themselves on you. Now you want to go out and rape people. because you stored these energies down. Now you want to go out and murder people for no reason. Now you just want to hurt people. You want to be petty. You want to you want to do weird things that are not human like. It's because you're storing these animalistic behaviors down, and they become bigger to where you want to rape somebody, you want to murder somebody, you want to be petty and ruin somebody's relationship, you want to steal money from somebody, you want to, make people feel pain, you want to break women's hearts and men's hearts. You just want to do these things because you kept all these things inside. I'm just letting you know. Must come down. We're in the midst of a bad feeling breakdown. I've messed up so bad. Yeah, definitely. Nature boy. Oh man, I don't hate on my brother, man, but I gotta call people out on their stuff, man. Like, you know, he said he was the Messiah, that he's the only Messiah here that came back. And again, that's just pure ego. I get it, because he was running away from the ego so much. He kept going to the jungle trying to run away from the ego. There is no running away from yourself. Remember that, guys. You're running away from yourself. In one moment, you're saying that we're all everything, and the next moment, you're trying to say we're not. Either we are everything or we're not. Which one is it? Because if we're everything, if we all represent the same thing, we all come from the same source, what are we running from then? That means you're running from yourself. So again, which one is it? Are we are or we not? That's the confusion here with a lot of people in the spiritual community. I mean, Katie, we were not perfect. Um, Perfection is actually imperfection. There's beauty in contradiction. Again, that sounds something that like nobody ever says, right? There's beauty in contradiction. That's why we have seasons. Because if there wasn't beauty in contradiction, then we wouldn't have seasons. We would just have summer and nothing else. And those of you that live in places that seem like it's only summer, again, you got to be attentive to energy, because the seasons still change. The energy is still different. Okay. So imperfection is the actually real perfection. All right. We're all walking contradictions. Again, you might not be able to wrap your head around that. It's beauty in that. You know what made us afraid of the contradiction is the masculine again, saying that you have to be one thing. That's what happens when your whole society is masculine, is nothing else. They're saying, hey, if you're not one thing, then you're not perfect. Who told you had to be one thing? And yeah, I get it. If you work at a job, yeah, you do have to be one thing. Remember, I told you, in order for you to work in this society, you have to be one thing. Because the moment you start acting, contradictory to yourself, you get fired. You're not suitable to work here anymore. But that's slowly changing, because guess what? You have the opportunity to create your own business and your own brand. You no longer have to worry about big corporations anymore, because they're starting to crumble. Okay. So interesting. There are some teachers I used to follow, and they always go through these major awakenings and claiming others' views are wrong and enlightenment. Again, everybody's enlightenment is different. Sounds like a lot of Facebook truthers, a bunch of people of the new age. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. So, what does Pluto in the fourth house mean? Hold on one second, Katie. Yeah, we're all walking contradictions. Um, Pluto in the fourth house. I don't like to go too deep without knowing enough information about your chart, but like I said, what I did say was that when you're utilizing negative energy, right, you can Pluto shows you where you can best utilize that negativity, where you can best utilize the mistakes in your life. So again, if you have it in your fourth house, that's your family, specifically your mother. Okay. Not only that, but you remember the fourth house not only just rules your family life and your childhood. You could use the negativity to cure, to heal traumas within your childhood, but you can also connect deeper with your ancestors. See right there? You can utilize the negative energy to connect with your ancestors on a deeper level. That's from my people that um know about the ancestral connections, the rituals with contacting your ancestors. Okay. Yes. How many CEOs of major corporations have stepped down in the last year? Right, right. Okay, so reading with me or an astrology chart reading with me, please utilize that. I already told you that, you know, most other astrologers don't even give you your rulerships. Okay. And anybody that's had another reading from somebody else can attest to that. Half the people that come to me, like, I got readings before, but I never heard of a rulership before. That's really, really bad out here in this community. And that's really, really shameful for these people that claim to do astrology, but they're not giving you the proper reading. I'm telling you the perspective because I know the perspective because I almost fell victim to this. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I'm not perfect. I almost fell victim to the point where I'm like, well, most people don't know about the rulership, so I can save myself a whole lot of work by not bringing it up, just doing a reading, giving them what they want to hear, and then I can get my money, right? But well, as we know, but that's why they do it because it's a lot of work to start doing somebody's rulerships. It's a lot of work, like you can't just get rulerships. You got to do the calculations yourself. There's no online thing that calculates your rulerships, not that I know of anyway. Most of them just talk about your planets and your houses, planets being the houses, right? That's it. But remember, they can't put the information together. So, um, yeah. So, where am I at? Sorry if I'm missing some of these comments. My mind is all over the place. But I have Pluto in my seventh house, and I feel like I have trouble expressing my shadow self. Um, well, again, we're talking about how to utilize negative energy to your benefit. So again, the negative energy will benefit you in a way where you can connect with others. You can attract those people that you need to balance you out better. Okay. Again, wherever your Pluto's at, you're gonna have a lot of trouble there. You know, gonna have a lot of trouble there. You might have a lot of your weaknesses lying in those placements, but it's letting you know you can use those weaknesses to become powerful for you. You can use those mistakes. Anytime you make a mistake, this is what motivational speakers tell you, right? Motivational speakers are always giving you game. Um, they say every time you're making a mistake, sit down, think about it, right? How can you utilize this to become a positive? There's always a way. I'm telling you guys. Just like I said right now, what's going on, right? This is something bad, so-called bad happening, right? But there's so many ways you can utilize this time period. You got to learn how to change. You got to learn how to use negative energy. That's also what I mean. So when something bad happens to you, there's always a window of opportunity. Always. Think about all the opportunities you have right now because something bad is going on in the world. You got to learn how to take the world's negative energy. Okay. Thank you, D. Morgan. Thank you for tuning in. You got to learn how to take the world's energy. Like I said, I gave you the meditation. All the people that are late, they didn't get to see the meditation. Remember, as soon as I get off the live, it'll be up on my channel. You'll be able to go back and look at it. I gave you the meditation and how you can bring the negative energy into your heart center and transform it and turn it into positive energy. I gave you the hand symbol to suck the negative energy and put it in an object and then use it for later for a ritual or something like that. I told you that Pluto shows you where you can best benefit from the negative energy. Okay. I'm giving you guys this game here. Right. I told you already that people tell you to get away from the ego when you can utilize the ego. I told you already to tell you to get away from negative energy when you can utilize it. I told you already they tell you to get away from lust. I told you they tell you to get away from materialistic things. I'm talking about my spiritual community right now. They tell you to get away from the materialistic things. All these things don't make sense, do they? It's okay. Okay. It's okay. I told you how you can use somebody's hatred against you. You can use somebody's hatred if you so desire. I'm not telling you to actually do it. I said you can if you want to. I told you how people like the 13th son utilized hatred, the hatred that Christians had for them, people that don't believe this stuff, people that talk and think we're loony. He loved it. You can use all this stuff, right? I could do the same thing too, as far as with the YouTube channel. I could easily start dropping names in my titles, right? I could easily just start dropping names in my titles, all the people that I could start critiquing, and we could battle online. And the next thing you know, all my followers are going up. You know it will work. You know damn well it'll work. I could name drop all the top people in the spiritual community right now, start making videos talking about their teachings and critique them. All of a sudden, followers start going up. I have their followers coming at me, getting mad at me. This is making me more powerful. You see what I mean? Now, again, if you don't care about that, you could do the same thing. I told you, I'm an occultist. I'm telling you the game. You could do what you will with it. I'm not here to judge you. And I don't think you're here to judge anybody else either. Do what you feel is right, but just know always there's consequences to everything. Remember, you get a lot of hatred to you. Remember, that can build up and you can fall just like the 13th son did because somebody brought him down. All right. I told you somebody brought down the whole 13 community. If you guys were watching the videos, you know exactly what happened. The first one to go was 13 Signs Astrology. That was the first one to go. 13 Signs Astrology was the first one to drop. He got exposed. They tore down his business. Again, I mean, he was fraudulent with his business, but that's a whole nother story. But he was the first one to go. All the other little 13 people around, again, I have mad respect for a lot of those people. So I'm not like coming at them. I'm not coming at them. I'm not coming at anybody. Again, like, you're never going to agree 100% with anybody. That's just how it is because we all have different perspectives. I try my best to play the observer role, as you should as well. So you have your own perspective. You see the perspective of others, but then you get into that God mind, and you just observe how things go. Okay. Again, I know how people come up. It's even just like, if you anybody who listens to a lot of rap music, the same thing, right? What happens when an artist, think about 50 Cent. 50 Cent is called How to Rob, right? He came out with a song about how to rob, and what did he do? He talked about robbing all the top rappers at the time, right? Talked about everybody. All the hottest rappers, he name dropped everybody, and it blew up. He had beef with everybody. Yeah, beef with everybody. This man did not care. His album was called Get Rich or Die Trying. He just told you. Remember, I broke down the video between wants and desires. Wants is just saying, hey, I want that. But a desire is saying, I'm doing anything to get it. That's what that statement, get rich or die trying, means. That's game right there. But guess what? There's consequences to everything too. So you got to be careful because what happened to him? He got shot 9 times. The song How to Rob came out before he got shot 9 times. That's just when he was blowing up. Anybody knows about 50 Cent, he was blowing up. He made the song How to Rob. He started name dropping everybody. He started getting popping. Everybody started knowing his name. Boom, he gets shot 9 times. Guess what? Because all that hatred around you, you got beef with everybody, but it made him even more popular because he survived. Now it made him even more popular. They're like, damn, you survived 9 shots? Dropped this album, went whatever platinum, a million times platinum. I'm teaching you. They're using negative energy. Not saying he was a Mason or anything. He didn't know anything about it. He just knew reality. Again, all this stuff is right there out in the open for you to learn. It's right all out there. Nature shows you. So again, somebody like 50 Cent was just using instinct. He said, when somebody got a lot of hatred, they blow up. Think about another one. Another rapper. Rappers do this all the time. I'm naming rappers because they love to do this. Because it's the quickest way to get big. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Anybody know who? All my people know who Tekashi 6ix9ine? It's another example of an artist that used hatred to become more powerful. Use negativity to become more powerful. He dyed we're talking about rap music. He dyed his hair rainbow colors so he knew everybody would talk about him. He got rainbow everything, and everybody's like, yo, who's this rainbow kid? Right? Who the heck is this? Like, what is this person? Everybody started talking bad about him. Everybody started hating on him. That made him more powerful. But what happens with the negativity? I just told you, you can't get greedy with the negative energy because sometimes it gives you so much that you want to keep consuming, and then you will explode. So what happened to him? You see what happened to him. You see what happened to Tekashi 6ix9ine. Again, he got too greedy with the negative energy. You gotta be a magician. You gotta be centered. You have to be one, right? You have to learn patience. You have to learn how to control your emotions so you don't fall victim to, to being greedy with the energy. Okay? Because if he was smart, he would have fell back, came in, fell back instead of just going, just getting more hatred, just talking about everybody, more beef, just more and more beef. He just kept adding on more negativity. It was making him blow up, but he couldn't handle it because he didn't have this. He wasn't centered. And I can say this about a lot of people. I'm just using rappers because rappers, um, they utilize it all the time. That's why rappers blow up so fast, more than any other genre of music. They skyrocket, but then they also fall the fastest too because of that negative energy. They wind up getting killed. They wind up something happening to them. Okay, somebody snitch now. Oh my god, you guys are crazy. But yeah, like I'm saying, he's utilizing negative energy though. Think about the tactics. Okay, so you can use somebody else's hatred. Just don't become drunk off hatred. Don't become drunk off the power. If you need a boost in your business, you can put something contradictory out there, something with a lot of contradictions. It's going to have a lot of people talking about it. Okay. I've seen this so many times with so many businesses, with so many brands, with so many movements. They're utilizing negative energy. They don't even know what they're doing. They're just following other people that did it. But here in occult healing, we know the science behind it, or I'm teaching you the science behind it, which is utilizing negative energy. Okay. So again, when somebody's mad at you, when somebody's angry with you and is upset with you, you know that's free energy. Again, you're not stealing from them. They're giving it to you. They just became your victim on their own accord. You see what I mean? On their own accord, they became your victim. That's on them. That's how these laws work. That's how these elites use the law against you. Because you get so upset at the government, you get so upset at these people. I'm over here laughing at the people. You should laugh with me. Let's have a toast, a drink, and laugh at these people. I mean, this is water, but a toast, a drink. You getting upset at everything that's going on, allowing with you're just giving your energy away. Here, take it, and they're loving it. They're loving it. If everybody stopped getting upset, all this stuff will go away in about a week. I guarantee you. I know it's impossible for everybody to get on one accord, but I'm just letting you know what's possible. If everybody in the world just was like, you know what? I'm not worried about it no more. I'm just going to chill at home and chill with my family. It'll go away within a week. I guarantee you. But again, not everybody's on the same accord. So you're gonna have people giving energy to it. Okay. And I told you when you get feared and upset, your immune system goes down. So yes, you're going to get sick. Regardless if it's the coronavirus or not, you're going to be sick from something. Okay, because your organs aren't functioning properly when you get upset and you're in fear. Because like I said, your organs don't need to work when you're in fight or flight mode. It's not needed. All your energy is going to your muscles for you to run or fight. So if you're constantly mad and upset, all your energy is going to your muscles. That's it. You're losing cognitive energy. You're losing digestive energy. You're losing um sexual energy. You're losing what else? You're losing your immune system. Okay. And then when you do get upset, right? Because obviously you're going to get upset sometimes. Nobody's perfect. Even I get upset at times, right? You can utilize the energy yourself. You got to snap out of it really quick and say, let me go create something real quick. Like I said, close your door if you can. Obviously, if you're out about somewhere, you're at work or something, you can't write it down. Write down what you're going to create with that energy. But if you have the ability to isolate yourself when you're feeling upset and you're feeling angry, close your door, write it out. If you can start creating, right, play your music, uh create your paintings, create your business plan, whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is. Oh, ancient light curative. Oh, you have a channel as well. So again, like I said, everybody subscribe to Ancient Light Curative. Again, when you come to my channel, um, and you let me know you have a channel, I support you. I'll subscribe to you as well. All right. Anybody that has a movement, anybody that has a brand, a website, again, you're always feel free to promote, as long as you're not promoting all crazy, but just put yourself out there and say, here's my channel or whatever. And I'll subscribe. Everybody go subscribe. Again, let's support each other. That's what this is about. We're supporting each other. Okay. I know I get it. You saying I'm trying to stay away from social media. I mean, if you absolutely have to, again, if it's really bothering your energy, but I'm telling you, it's free energy up there. It's free energy. Everybody's upset and everybody's arguing. That's what I'm letting you guys know this for, because I know what's going on. I'm on social media. It's free energy. That's what I'm telling you guys. I'm like, guys, if for all you that are lacking energy and you're trying to manifest things, there's so much energy available for you to use for what you want to use it for. Okay, it's available for you. Why not take advantage of it? Seeing somebody throwing out money all in the streets, you be getting it, right? Be out there rushing for it. But let's pay attention to things from here too, as well. There's free energy being sent out to everybody. It's like Christmas right now, all for you to be able to take. Again, it's not stealing. They're giving it out. Somebody else is going to use it if you don't. So again, this is like I said, if somebody's throwing out $100 bills and you say, I don't want to, I'm not going to do that. Somebody else is going to get all that. That's that overly nice syndrome that a lot of us spiritual people have, right? Because we don't understand the laws of the universe. We think it just works one way, right? We just think it just works one way. There's always an opposite. Okay. There's always an opposite. If you're a person that constantly gives too much, guess what? You get bad karma. If you're a person that takes too much, guess what? You get bad karma. It's the same thing. So for all my people that never want to, never want to receive anything because they're too afraid to stand up for themselves. They're too afraid to speak up for themselves. Guess what? You getting it just as bad as the person that's doing it to you. And if they're really smart, if the other person is really smart, they'll do it to you without even receiving any bad karma because they'll just persuade you to do it. If you persuade somebody to do something, you don't get the bad karma because you didn't force them to. That's how they use these laws against you. There's always little loopholes. They'll persuade you to do it indirectly, and then you'll give up your energy. And then they'll say, hey, thank you. That's how the elites come up. Okay. Would you absorb it the same way with the hand gesture through a screen, a book, depending? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Again, the hand symbol, that's what it's for. Here's the thing, you could even post this in a picture, post it on social media. Like if you have a simple picture, like you don't have to, again, you don't have to make it like so noticeable, but you could like be like, smiling like that, and you post it on social media, and all the people that dislike you, all the people that dislike you, you're taking that energy from them. Man, I'm trying to tell you guys, man, there's a reason why people in the occult take pictures with these hand signs, with certain hand signs, You ever see people do this? They'll just be standing there like this. They'll be standing there like this. They'll be standing there like this. You see? They'll be standing there like this, like this, like this. Okay. So many. I mean, I can't think like this, like this. They'll be like, hey, welcome to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to my channel. Oh, I love this sign. They'll be like, people will be like, oh my God, why are you pulling up the Illuminati sign, bro? Why are you posting up the Illuminati? That's evil. Yeah, they want it to be, they want you to think it's evil so you don't use it. Okay? So you don't use it. So, and you're afraid of it. So yes, I just took a picture of it, right? And you're afraid of it. You have hatred towards it, and guess what? You're giving me free energy. You see how it works, guys? I'm giving you the game. Okay? I'm giving you the game. I'm letting you know, again, like I said, the game doesn't change. You can't change the rules of the game. So don't get upset by how the world is structured, by how reality is structured. I have no idea why it's structured this way. I don't know. I don't know why the world is structured this way. I just know it is structured this way. So you must play the game, or you can get upset and cry and give your energy to somebody else. That's the choices you have here. Um, and you can either do something about it, or you can cry and be upset and work for somebody else and give energy to somebody else, or you could die, right? That's the three choices you have. So which one are you going to choose? That's what I always say. Like, which one are you? It's your choice. I'm not telling you have to do anything. I just feel like I would give it to you because you're an awakening individual, but you have the choice to do whatever you want to do here. It's not my job to tell you what to do. It's not your job to tell me what to do, but we can exchange information and you do what you will with it. So you have three choices here. There is no in between. You either change your reality or you change reality for somebody else and you just cry and girl bitch about it, right? Or you just simply die, or you just no longer exist here anymore. But guess what? Remember, when you die, you come right back. So you start the cycle. So there's really only two choices. There's really only two choices because you come right back and you'll just start the cycle again. You just have no conscious memory of it. And you'll be here again and you'll be doing the same thing. So there's really only two choices you can make. And it's really up to you. But guess what? Doing it for somebody else is way easier. I'm not going to tell you a lie. It's way easier to just say, you know what, I give up. I'm going to just, I don't care. I'm just complain. I'm going to be upset and be mad. I'm going to give my power away. And I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing and keep giving your energy to somebody. It's really easy. And guess what? Misery loves company. So there'll be a ton of people out there ready to hold your hand and say, let's give our energy to them all together. Let's complain all together. Let's be afraid all together. There'll be tons of people for you, waiting for you, ready to serve their masters along with you. When you start wanting to control the energy yourself, it's a lot harder. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lonely road for a little while, not all the time. It's a lot more pressure. It's a lot more tedious. Okay, like again, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a long road. It's a heavy road. You got to do work. I know we don't like to do work, but again, I don't know why this reality is created this way. Well, we have to do the work though, if you want to walk that path. But hell, you got to do work even if you're working for somebody else. So if you're gonna do work anyway, you might as well do the work for you, and you could do the work for others too. But you got to balance it out. We're not balanced right now. Majority of people are just working for somebody else. But what happens when we work together? I work for you, you work for me. What happens if we just equal exchange with each other? Why does everybody want something for free? Again, guys, you don't know how many people come asking services from me for free. Why? Right? Why can't we work together? You know? Why can't we work together? Why can't we have an equal exchange? You see? That's all. I'm just letting you know that you might as well work for yourself too. It's just you got to take a lot of responsibility when you work for yourself. Okay. So, you know, again, don't be afraid of the negativity. Don't always try to run away from negative places. Utilize it. Okay. Actually, in places that are most difficult for you, make you even better. Remember, pressure makes diamonds. If you're always in a safe environment, you become weak. And that's what happened to a lot of people that live in a good countries, well-developed countries. They become weak individuals, weak-minded, weak body, weak spirit. That's why they're so easily offended by everything. That's why they're so wishy-washy with everything. They're so timid. They're no longer they're no longer fit for nature anymore. If these weak people went into nature, they wouldn't survive 1 week in nature without any technology. That's how weak they've come. Let alone with their mind, probably would go crazy. You see? Be thankful for the positions that you're in. Remember, there's always a window of opportunity with anything that you can see as negative or bad. So let's just say you live in the inner city, right? And you're a spiritual individual. You might see this as like, dang man, I live in the inner city, man. Like there's no there's no nature, there's no natural anything around me. There's a window of opportunity for you if you live there. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. I want you to figure it out. There's a big window of opportunity if you live in the inner city. It might seem bad. And yes, there is some downhills to that, but there's a big opportunity if you're a spiritual individual living in that situation. Now, the other people might not see it that way. They'd be like, oh, no, you have to get out of that environment. And yes, you may need a break. You might need a rest period from that environment. True. But pressure makes diamonds. Pressure makes diamonds. A lot of people are just a bunch of sand. Okay? You go through things to make you better. You go through that pain that you know why us as spiritual people go through so much pain? We go through so much in real life, and we look at other people and we're like, "Damn, why does all these things happen to me?" Because the universe is trying to make you stronger. That's why. That's why you're not like everybody else. That's why it's always happy. That's why you're not like everybody else. That's why it's always happening to you. And you're not utilizing it. So that's why it has to keep happening to you. Universe is always pushing you somewhere. You could either go with it or go against the grain. And guess what? Life is already hard enough. So why go against the grain of your own energy? Just go with it. Where's the trying to push you? Just remember, that's the whole reason I'm telling you to get the astrology readings, telling you to get the numerology readings so I can show you where it's pushing you at. So just go with it because life is already hard enough. You're just making it harder. Okay? Just making it harder. It's pressure. It's making you a diamond so you can sit at the top. Not saying that you're better than anybody else because anybody can awaken, right? They're just not in the awakened state at the moment. You are. Okay? You are. Royalty. The royalty changes all the time. You are. All right? That's all. It's just you are the one that's awakening at this moment. But guess what? Next generation, there'll be new people. You're not going to be here forever, obviously. It'll be new people. Then after that, it'll be new people. It just keeps changing. It's a cycle. Again, if you keep going up properly, you exit the cycle period. Okay? You exit the cycle period. There's a way to exit the cycle period. That's what the Buddhist was trying to tell you. That's what the Hindus were trying to tell you. They almost got it. Remember, Buddhism is still a religion, but they're telling you something. There's a way out if you just keep going. Lay back and ride the wave, guys. Don't look at what other people are doing. Okay? Do what you want to do. Like I said, I don't care what it is at this point. Because as we know today, you can make anything a successful career. This is not the 60s anymore. You can make anything a career. Get on YouTube and start talking. Talk about what you want to talk about. Or use the tactic. Get rich or die trying. Start name dropping. Again, I'm not telling you, I'm not saying I'm giving it to you. You can do what you will with it. You know how to use negative energy now. Everybody that's been listening this whole time, you know how to use negative energy now. You can use it in a couple different ways. It's up to you to use it. But remember, don't become drunk off the negative energy because anything that's too much becomes toxic, just like anything else. This water can become toxic. I could drink all this water and I could die from it. I keep drinking more and more water and I'll die because it'll become toxic. Okay? It'll become toxic. Let me look at some of these. I'm gonna interact with you guys a little bit before I hop off. I just want to interact with everybody. Shout out to everybody in the live stream. Shout out to all of you. Appreciate all. Um, all right. So Charles, you were talking about Trump earlier. He's always flashing the 666 sun. Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, Trump is one person that's utilizing negative energy to make him more powerful. A lot of people dislike Trump. He loves it unless he becomes drunk off of the hatred. Now, again, that's up for speculation. I hear taking energy from people. What did I miss? This is what the whole live stream is about. Echo is about utilizing negative energy to your benefit. So when I get off, just run through the whole thing. I'm running on 2.5 hours basically. Okay. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thank you for coming into the live stream. Okay. Right. Your consultations might as well be free as it is because they're worth so much more. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You're so correct. I wish I experienced working for someone else as they put management in place. I don't care. I'm still moving to the tropics. You said mountains were better for me. Yeah, yeah, of course. Again, I'm not telling you you have to live in the inner city. No, no. Again, it's going to take you somewhere. Energy is going to place you somewhere. I'm just saying not to run away. But again, if it's not a running away situation, if your body is really telling you to go somewhere, that's where you need to go. So I'm glad you brought that up because I want to clarify that. Okay. Just for anybody that's a little confused about what I said, what I'm talking about is when you're running away. When you're running away. Deep down inside when you're doing something because you're running away. That's what I'm talking about. Again, if your body and your mind and soul is telling you to go somewhere on an island or something like that, that's where you need to go. But I'm just making the clarification so you guys understand my statement, okay? Again, your body will tell you to go some places because that's where you need to go, even if you have to spend just a small amount of time there. Okay, so I just want to clarify that. My dad said he thinks I was born around 2 p.m. The next time I asked, he said he was sure. Separate the gap. Separate the gap. Still email me because I can still work with you until you get the correct time. So still email me at cohealing22@gmail.com. The email's in the description of this video if you're trying to get that reading. Yeah, Echo. Watch the live stream from the beginning. Could you put the crystals in the earth for a day or two to transmute negative energy? Yes, you can. You can absolutely do that. Remember, the earth represents negative energy, feminine energy, okay? All right, Alexis, please send me what I need to get my reading and other service. Alexis, what you want to do is email me occulthealing22@gmail.com. The email's in the description of this video. What I'll do, you want to email me just saying, hey, I would like to know about your services, or I would like a list of your services. Okay. So thank you, Christina. Yeah, there's my email right there, just in case if you don't see it in the description of this video. Right, cohealing22@gmail.com. Okay. Caleb, can we harness the negative energy from online? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's why people, like I was just stating, that remember, energy, it doesn't have a limit. So I could be on Mars, right, talking to you on the phone, and guess what? You can still feel what I'm saying. I'm just using a broad example. I'm not saying that can actually happen with a cell phone, right? But I'm just saying, let's just say we could speak energy right here. So energy has no limits. Energy is everything. Okay. You can get energy from online. That's what I'm telling you. I was like, if you absolutely have to get away from social media, then that's what you need to do to recharge your batteries. But this is free energy. It's free money right here. It's free energy. Take advantage of it. Start using this energy. When you see all this negativity online, take it and then use it for your rituals. Okay. Put your feet under the soil too and be in the sun. Yes, very powerful. We had the perfect example of a troll here earlier giving us energy. Yes, we did. He was funny, man. Like I said, I never get mad, man. Like I enjoy it. Again, that's how you gotta be. Like when every so often on the live, we get somebody who's playing around, or we get somebody who's saying some hateful things. I love it, man. Again, that's how you gotta be too. I love it. Please give me more. That's how I think about it. Okay. Um, how can we build up your tolerance to the feminine energy? Yeah, it's just practicing again. You got to be really tuned with yourself because you'll feel when it's a little too much, when it starts getting too much. It's just like when you're eating, right? Like you eating, you feel when you start getting too full, but then we just keep going because we're like, I love the taste. So it's the same thing with negative energy. Like, once you get a taste of that negative energy and you see the power that you gain from it, like I said, take Takashi 69 for example, the power that he's seen from it. He said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm like, this tastes so good. This feels so good for me to get all this attention." You see, so he keeps doing it. You keep doing it until you can't handle it no more, and then boom, you shut down somehow. And it's different for everybody. Right now, he had the whole court case that locked him up and all that. He wasn't ready for it, so he wound up snitching, right? You know, so yes, Kelly, great question. If it gets too heavy for me personally, I can store it in my crystals. If I'm understanding, yes, you can store it in anything. The best, of course, the most powerful objects to store it in is something black, like a black candle, black crystal, whatever it may be. Okay. Whatever it may be. Okay. So again, if you are new to this, just watch the live stream all over again. Once I'm off, it should be back up on my channel. You'll be able to see the whole thing from the beginning. Okay, one more question. Can you talk about the process of using the stone charged with the negative energy to manifest? Let's say you have your list of intentions, then what? Place the stone on your goal that you're trying to manifest. Very, very simple. All you want to do is just place the stone. So if you're doing a ritual, if you're doing whatever you're doing, whatever ritual or spell you're doing, or even just writing down your goals, all you do is place the object on where your goal is written. Okay, that's totally it. Depends on what it is. Again, if it's a candle, light the candle, place it right on your altar. The energy is infused with it, and of course, you just want to envision the energy, coming out of it, right? Like I said, I always make things simple. I don't want to make it complicated. But again, the energy is there. Okay. Can we meditate with the stone and visualize the intent? Yes, you can. Again, as you can see, it's really just your creative way of using it. So yeah, you could definitely meditate with it, and envision your intention with it. Okay. All right. So last thing I want to give you too is when you shake hands. A lot of spiritual people, they're telling you to be afraid of shaking hands with people. Again, all this fear that they're teaching you. I want to teach you how to utilize it. When you shake somebody's hand, take the negative energy. So they're telling you not to shake somebody's hand because they're saying, what if they have all this negative energy? They'll leech on to you. Yeah, well, guess what? If it control the energy when it comes to you. Remember, that's what a magician is. That's what we're doing here when we do spell work. We're controlling energy. So what's the difference with controlling energy that comes off of somebody else? You see, free energy, free game. You don't have to be afraid of anything if you know these things. So when you shake somebody's hand and you feel like they're a negative, evil person, whatever you might think, take that energy from them, control it. When you shake somebody's hand, you shake it like that, right? You shake it like, you see what I'm saying? I know I can't shake my own hand, but what do? You do this. Why do you shake hands in the first place? That's masonry. You shake hands like I said, think about it. You shake somebody's hand like that. You see? Masonry. That's the whole reason for shaking hands. Why do people start shaking hands? Masonry. Don't be afraid to shake people's hands. Shake more people's hands. Use hand sanitizer afterwards, though. Like, all right. Um, all right. Charles, thank you. Appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna get up off here. Again, yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Again, don't be afraid. Again, as always, the first plug is for you guys. Any businesses, if you guys have any businesses, if you guys have any brands, any YouTube channels, send them to me and I will promote that for you on my next video. Of course, if you want astrology readings, numerology readings, tarot card readings, the how to make money from home session, the money spell that I have, the uh, one-on-one consultations with me, all any of my services. All right, again, jam-packed with information. If you want any of those services, Occult Healing 22 is the Gmail, is the email. The email is in the description of this video, so make sure you email me. I'm gonna get back to you. We're gonna set that up. I'll send you a list of my prices and services, and we'll start changing this energy. Okay, love you too. Shout out to everybody here. All right, shout out to you, Jasmine, Echo, Kelly, Alexis, Maddie, Champ, everybody, Charles. I mean, everybody, all of you. I'm not gonna name all of you, but just know I'm sending positive energy to you. Keep your energy high, even though this time is chaotic. And just already know, again, do not be afraid. Take advantage of this energy. Take advantage of this energy. Okay. Love you. Ashe, namaste. And you already know how many loves is it? How many loves is it? It's only one. Thank you.